Do you feel unlovable sometimes? In this video, I'm going to answer the question, how do I love myself? I'm going to give you some keys to falling in love with yourself so that you can know what love is. So first, we got to understand, what is love? Love is a combination of gratitude, kindness, self-care, love of others, compassion. 1 Corinthians in the New Testament, I love to look at all texts in all religious areas, in books written by businessmen in behavioral science as performance tools. And there's some really beautiful concepts in Christianity and other religions on love. 1 Corinthians says that love is patient, it's kind, it does not boast, it is not puffed up. It goes on and gives you a list of similar things of what love is. And it's about expanding yourself with patience and kindness towards your own emotions and your own self, as well as to others. And specifically within Christianity, they talk about loving God first, something bigger than you, then yourself, then your neighbor. And it's an interesting thing that it's done that way, because that is in fact, when we look at behavioral science, the way that we want to first build ourselves. We have to have a belief in something bigger than us, atheist or not. Believe in the children or the friends that you have around you that you want to lift. That will drive you through difficult times, because your love for them and yourself will drive you to be bigger and better emotions. So understanding what love is, how it's made up, how you use it is an important thing. Keys to making a shift if you don't love yourself are important. It is deeply important that you don't fall into that common American psyche of, well, I'm not worth loving, but if I love everyone else around me, that will fill the emptiness inside me of low self-love. We must build first our ability to love who we are within ourselves and accept that we can offer kindness, gratitude, care to our own hearts before we can then branch out and be highly effective to others. So if you are in a space where you don't think that that's a possibility, there's things that we can work on. First, I like to look at the things within my life that I don't want to accept. The things that I look at, the spaces that are the darkest, horrible places in my life that I think, oh, this is a space that cannot be loved because it's so bad. That's the space you go to. You dig in and you love that space no matter what is there, and learn to see what those mistakes in your life taught you, what you gained out of that, what you can then absorb into your life from that rough experience, whatever it was that you had that made you think that you have no reason to be loved. Because the fact is, when we truly begin to accept that our humanity, no matter where you are in life, whether you're a drunk in the gutter or the King of England or the Pope of the Church or the Dalai Lama, whatever that may be, you have the same value just because of your humanity. We love to compare production for value, but that is not what this is about. Love defies that. It says your humanity makes you worth loving. Accept that first within yourself. Accept that these things that you are doing that in your life that make you feel less love are simply barriers to you being able to expand your heart and own your own space. We can do this by truly being vulnerable, opening ourselves to that space, and then offering ourselves compassion. I know for me, I have made significant mistakes in my life. Things that I did when I did not understand the trauma of my childhood from the things that I faced in my past. And I don't care what your difficulties were, mine are my own, yours are your own. We don't need to compare. We just need to understand that there are things in our lives that can disrupt our ability to express that love, feel it within our hearts, and shift our lives from one of maybe self-loathing, feelings of unworthiness that come from not loving who we are, to offering yourself compassion, being open and true about where your status is, where your place is in life, and loving who you are to your core. This will shift everything. I won't tell you how it shifted in my life. I actually began to move into spaces that I wanted to move into after I almost died in an accident in a race that I was in. And as I lay in bed, I had a whole bunch of mashed up ribs, broken clavicle, concussion, what else? I can't remember. I was just really, I had blood clots on my lungs. I had blood clots all through my arm up here. And the doctor said to my spouse at the time, if he gets through the night, he's got a really good chance. And I remember hearing that and thinking, I'm fine. It's no problem at all. But I had wanted to start my own company my whole life, and I'd been too ashamed to fail and face the backlash that I would receive for failure that I could not hold or take because I did not feel good enough about myself to stand and face that while I chased my own dream. Because first I had to love myself. And as I lay there looking at the incongruity of my courage in the face of a near-death kind of crash and my willingness to physically expose myself to those type of things without any issue, and my fear of failure in a place of business where I really wanted to go, it caused me to question, who am I and what am I doing? Why am I not capable of stepping into this place that I want to go when the fallout is so small compared to what I'm willing to experience in the physical world? And it came down to my inability to love who I was and have confidence and own what I was good at, as well as really holding what I was bad at. I was actually more interested in holding what I was bad at and just staying in a place of self-loathing than saying, you know what, this is a place that I'm not doing well, and I also have a place where I am doing well. And putting those together, making myself more powerful. Brene Brown calls this your sacred ground, where you don't puff up and say you're more than you are, and you don't shrink and say that you're less than you are. You hold with compassion all of who you are, good and bad, and you say, I have value, I have worth, I love myself. But if you haven't got that yet, if you can't resonate within your own heart and your soul, that feeling of love for who you are, then you do what I did, and you begin to fake it for the dream that you want to chase. And you start to speak to yourself with words of affirmation. And I hated doing this. I truly despised looking at myself in the mirror and saying good things to myself in the morning. I thought it was stupid. I was embarrassed to do it. It creeped me out. But everything I read said if you can do this, hearing your own voice, saying good things about yourself will eventually change your own mindset about who you are. And it does. It's real. So speak those kind words to yourself. Offer yourself grace and self-compassion. Offer yourself the love that you wish that you could give to all the people around you that are most meaningful in your life. Turn that inward. And as you do, that cup will fill within you. Your heart, allow yourself to resonate with that love. It will spill out and bring people around you. That is what love is. That's why it's important for us to be vulnerable and full of self-compassion so that we can feel it and express it to others. So I know for some people it's very easy to sidestep this concept of love and really place it into a space of it's for others. And we really need to address that concept because it comes from this underpinning feeling of low self-worth. I'm not good enough to really waste my time loving me. I need to love others. Or maybe you've been raised to believe that spending time focusing inward is not good. You should only pour yourself outward. That is a dangerous concept for us when we are trying to move to that next level of performance. Love is a foundational emotion that we need to feel. And when we feel it most for ourselves, I'm talking about love here, not self-esteem, but true love for all of who you are, it's a game changer. It changes the way that you can interact with people. You can actually, when you begin to do this, accept a compliment from someone, and rather than deny it and sidestep it, let it land. Let it sit on you and say, thank you. I appreciate that. What that does is it informs yourself that you are worthy of hearing that compliment and accepting it, and it builds I think, a bridge over that need of outward affirmation that we carry with us when we have failed to love ourselves deep enough. It holds you so you can stand there when the barrage of negativity comes that is not from those that you love. And you can accept that I am good and I love myself. And that is what gives you the power to move through the negative self-talk as well as the discouraging things that we all face in our lives from work, where you can stand in front of a boss and say, no, I don't believe that that's correct, because you love yourself enough to know that speaking up is good because you have something of value to say. It will save you in your relationships. It will save you in work. It will save you with your friends. If you can learn first to really create that bridge over the need, and only you can do that. If you don't, those compliments bounce off you, or they fall into the void. I like to think of it as a black hole of need, of your desire to be complimented, to affirm that you're good, and you can hold it for half a second. That is the importance of love. Hope you like this video. Stick around for more coming up. I'm James Burnham.